tour a house, potentially for rent.
So yes, we are looking for a new place to live. We gotta change some things up. Gotta have some healthy lifestyle, so. Welcome back, brother. Ooh. Got some big windows for natty light. It's always helpful for vids. An attic? All right, that's your room.
See ya.
Also, today is my last day with the Viltrox and Canon 16-35 2.8 setup. Also, we're gonna test the XT4's IBIS update with the new firmware, all that crap. But we're just looking at this house right now. You are like on the hunt right now.
I like inspecting.
Let's check out the yard. Let's check out the yard. What's your overall thoughts, Mr. Burton?
Better than our closet of an apartment.
Yeah. Gotta get this thing worked out. Well, we looked at the house, checked it out, and it's pretty cute, pretty cool. There are some potential things maybe happening with me and some future stuff where I'm just gonna need more space, and I'm excited to talk to you guys about it very soonish. For now, this is an XT4 kind of a day, just like pretty much all my other videos. I took this setup, the XT4, the Viltrox 0.71 speed booster, and the Canon 16-35 f2.8, the second version of the lens. I took that to Florida this past weekend and got a bunch of footage, so here's some of that stuff. Lauren, do you think we're gonna win beer pong? That's the question of the day.
Yes. She likes the beads. Please tell me you got that.
I did. It is somewhat of a hassle to use this setup because the Viltrox just doesn't give you super quick autofocus, and also there's just firmware issues, so you can't use the IBIS of the camera, which is one of the reasons I got the camera. So I'm excited to kind of continue to try to figure out what lenses to use. It's kind of frustrating. I will not miss this freaking stupid flare issue from Viltrox. All right, back on the 18-35. No pro mist because it is completely stuck upon this lens. Let me expose correctly. Sorry, everybody. Ooh, some nasty shutter. All right, we gotta get this Pro Mist off the front of this ding-dang lens, ladies and gents. May the gods of Parks and Recreation live in these hands. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm a beast. All right. See how much more cinematic that is? See before, after, before. It's barely any difference. About to return the old Canon 16-35. Hi there, this is Zach Mayfield. I just set the Canon 16-35 on the returns table outside.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
As you may know, if you're a FUJI XT4 owner, there was a firmware update last week. I don't know what the version number is. It's on the screen though, that's cool. Nice editing, Zach. Apparently in this firmware update, they have improved the IBIS. There were some issues, which we've been talking about, especially with the panning. There's kind of some weird like jolting and weird movements. So we're just gonna see if there's any updates. We're back on the beloved Sigma 18-35. Shooting at f2.2, ISO 640 in f-log. I also have with me the Tokina 11-16. Look at this gorgeous autofocus. That's pretty good. IBIS issues are generally more present on wide-angle lenses because you get the super wide angle in the corners, and that's where you see the wobble of the frame. So we'll do some tests with this as well, but for now, let's just do some before and after. We'll do no IBIS, then IBIS, then IBIS Plush? That's not a word. Then IBIS Plus digital image stabilization. I like to vlog with the classic switch pod, of course. Get that nice extension. It is heavy with the 18-35, but this is what it's looking like with absolutely no IBIS. Just me, my switch pod, my XT4 and 18-35. Now this is just straight up IBIS, no digital. Just XT4 and IBIS, one hand switch pod. Now this is the IBIS Plus digital image stabilization I believe there is a 1.1 crop, so it punches in just a little bit, which kind of sucks because the 18-35 is already not the greatest lens for vlogging because it doesn't get super wide. All right, we're gonna see if we can land the switch pod on the ground. There we go. Damn it. I hate myself. All right, so we're on the 18-35. The IBIS is turned off. I'm just going handheld, trying to keep things steady, but I'm just gonna like walk around a little bit, do some panning, some handheld movement, a little walking, just to see what things look like. All right, same thing, but this time with IBIS on. Let's see if there's any weird movements. Some walking. I feel like it looks better than it did before. And just for shits and gigs, this is IBIS Plus digital stabilization. I think this one looks maybe a little bit weirder. Oh yeah, you can tell when I pan quickly. The XT4's IBIS, to me, feels like butt cheeks clenching together. You're trying to hold something in or hold something together instead of just kind of like being able to walk freely or flow freely in your life. Don't let it shake, don't let it wobble. But the truth is, like, we're gonna shake, we're gonna wobble, we're gonna move. We're humans, it's what we do. We need an IBIS that can flow with us, like the GH5. I know I've talked about that camera too much even after selling it. You know what, zoom in, I'm sorry. But the truth of the GH5's IBIS is that that sensor just flowed with you. It just, when you panned, it caught up with you. When you tilted, it looked up with you. It didn't try to stay ahead of you. It didn't try to clench and not let the camera move at all. Cameras move. That's what makes cameras cameras. That's what video is. It's camera movement. Fuji, you're clenching. You're clenching your cheeks, and I need you to just let go and not be afraid of whatever comes out and just experiment with the flow. That's all I'm gonna say. Now we're gonna experiment with the old Tokina 11-16. Is this a thumbnail? Now the struggle with the Tokina 11-16 is the autofocus is complete garbo, as we've learned in the past. So we're in manual focus. I have my peaking turned on, it's red, it's whatever setting makes it like the easiest to see. It's still difficult, even with the screen at max brightness. The screen's not too dim, it's just the peaking is kind of hard to see. We're at f2.8, f-log, ISO 640, trying not to destroy my highlights too much. No IBIS right now, so this is me walking. I also don't have the switch pod just to change it up. But this is the old vlog shot, Tokina 11-16. Now we have just IBIS on with the 11-16, and I'm gonna talk about things that you may or may not care about. Canon announced the R5 and R6 with their full specs, made pre-orders available today. They look really cool. And obviously 11-16, but this time it's IBIS plus digital image stabilization. And for a lens like this, it doesn't matter if you have a 1.1 crop because it's so freaking wide. Now this is me just holding the camera as still as possible, walking with IBIS and digital. Now I took digital off, so this is just IBIS on the 11-16, walking like an absolute beast. And this is just the power of the human body. No IBIS, no digital, just one man, two legs, and a heart full of dreams. Yeah, that focus peak is hard to see, man.
Focus.
I'm anxious to hear your guys' thoughts on XT4 and the new IBIS, but also the Canon R5 and R6. Are those actually interesting to you guys? Are they too expensive? To be honest, I think they're very fairly priced for the crazy specs you get with full frame, but yeah, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. Ladies and gents, we have another new patron in the house by the name of Exercise Enlightenment. So thank you very much for your support, Mr. Enlightenment, and also shout out to Joel Thomas, one of my top tier patrons. All the support lately has been really cool. There's been new people subscribing, it's been weird. Stop subscribing so much, you little silly little buttheads. All right, see ya. Oh, this is in 60p, frick me.